When you asked me to talk about dancing, that's one of my favorite topics. I am not a dancer, though I wish I were. This love for dancing, I think, started when I was really little. I don't know. My mind doesn't go back that far, but maybe perhaps when I was 3, 4. I used to love watching Indian movies which have a lot of dances in it, and I just enjoyed the music and the dancing. It was like my own little world I could go into, and I found it, you could express yourself and you were free, and you're just happy doing that. Then as I grew a little older, my parents were interested. When they saw that I was interested in dancing, I started learning Indian classical dance, which has elements of religion into it. It's rooted in Indian Hindu mythology, and so there were stories there that I found interesting. Again, to express that in dance was something that I've always enjoyed. However, my dance education was never continuous because my father would get transferred, and by the time we moved to a new place and found a new dance master, I had lost some time in between. But that did not in any way diminish my interest. Also in India, depending on where in India you are, there are different dance forms. So I have learned from the South Indian classical dance Bharatanatyam to even the North Indian Kathak style. I have enjoyed both. And I guess so. I was never truly a traditional classical dancer because I never had a continuous education in that. But I always tried to perform wherever I could, like in school, in college. I've always participated in functions where I could go up on the stage and dance. It's always been a very enjoyable experience. But deep down, I've always wanted to learn classical dancing. I've always longed to have had a continuous training. So I guess I always thought that if I ever had a daughter, I would want her to learn dancing. Perhaps it was placing too much pressure on something or somebody I didn't even know yet. But it so happens that I have a daughter, and I wanted her to learn dancing. Maybe live what I could not have through her. I don't know whether it was fair, but I thought, how can anyone not like dancing? And so when I got the opportunity, I got her introduced to Indian classical dancing. We had a teacher living in Danbury by the name of Mrs. Kantam Chatlapalli, and Anjali, my daughter, was at that point 9 years, and by the time I got her introduced, she was 10. And I figured, whatever she learns, she'll learn. If she doesn't want, then of course she'll let me know that too. So it started. So that began the long and a really memorable journey for me in trying to. And I used to go sit through all her classes, watch her dance. I guess more for my own enjoyment than anything else. And in 1996, when she had her Ranga Pravesham, or graduation, equivalent of graduation in Kuchipudi style of classical dancing, for me it was perhaps my own dream come true. Because we kept moving, I could never have a continuous education. And then once I went to college in India, it was like I was in the sciences, it took up too much time, I couldn't do the rest. But if I had to do it all over again, I'd certainly spend more time learning dancing and singing. I sincerely hope that she will keep up whatever she has learnt, because I think art in any form can be very soothing, can be very relaxing For me, it's like meditation, It calms you, and also it gives you a whole new outlook on things. It makes your personality whole.